Bizarre Brain Comics. Oh, hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Well, this time we're going to have a little look. I just picked this book up a couple weeks or so ago, and I briefly showed it in a haul video. And this is Legion of Superheroes, number 17 from 1985, DC Comics. And I've talked a little bit about Legion of Superheroes before. I'm not a big fan. They're okay, and I definitely am not thrilled with when it's Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. I don't mind Superboy once in a while as a guest character, but I never cared for it when he was in it constantly and the main character, or one of the main characters in the storyline. But I preferred it better like this. Still not a big Legion fan, but I enjoyed them. There's solo stories that I prefer best. Without Superboy or Supergirl. This is written by Paul Levitz, with art by Greg LaRoque and Larry Mahlstedt. And for those who don't know, the Legion of Superheroes is a superhero team published by DC Comics. They were created by Otto Binder and Al Plastino. They first appeared in Adventure Comics number 247 in 1958. And that was in a Superboy story. And wherein Superboy met three time-traveling teens from the 30th century. That was Lightning Boy, later Lightning Lad, Saturn Girl, and Cosmic Boy. And revealing they were members of the Legion of Superheroes from the 30th century, etc. Later, they would return and be given a backstory in a series of backup stories. Adventure Comics number 300 in 1962, they got their own feature, which featured the origin, which was about a space liner arrives on Earth. That's like an airliner, only through space. And there is an assassination attempt on billionaire industrialist R.J. Brand, which was foiled by three superpowered teens. Brand prompts them to band together and start the Legion, and providing funds and sponsorship for the club, which they did, yeah. And R.J. Brand was a constant, recurring character. He was supposed to be like a big humanitarian and stuff. Not if he was of the super rich. He wasn't. But so let's take a look inside here. Who did this cover? This is a nice cover. Like the Uncle Sam poster of I Want You. This is We Want You to Join the Legion. And there's this more story, no ads. Well, the story is about the same length. They have a lot of other stuff in the back, but because it starts here, a new beginning, kind of, sort of. And this is by LaRoque and Mahlstedt. So, whoops. So our interior artists did the cover as well. And it starts a new beginning. I don't know why, but this takes place some shadowy figures in someplace, and they are talking. Here's this fellow with the mask and the skull on his mask. He is an assassin, This is another billionaire industrialist named Macaulay. And this masked figure is an assassin hired by Macaulay because he wants to assassinate R.J. Brand. He is convinced that because since Brand came onto the scene, this guy said he went from the sixth richest man in the galaxy down to the 11th, and he is certain that Brand is doing stuff to actually cause Macaulay's downfall, when in truth Brand neither knows nor cares anything about this guy. But here's it said, can that be? It says, can that be mere coincidence? Can it? And he's talking with some of his assistants here, and giving a little bit of a backstory on Brand. And here they recount that Brand has really excelled since the creation of the Legion of Superheroes and his close association with them. And here we have a brief recap of the origin of the Legion of Superheroes, which included Saturn Girl, Lightning Lad, and Cosmic Boy initially, the founding members. Some real nice, clean artwork the whole time, and pretty good visual storytelling here. And then it's well, can we get Brand when he's with the Legion around? It says so. Macaulay is to take care of the Legion, while this assassin fellow will deal with Brand. Then we get, that was just a prologue. Here we get to our splash page, and it is Dream Girl, who is the current chairman of the Legion, sits bolt upright from her nap, and because she's had a dream, R.J. Brand is going to be killed, and it's all our fault. And two of the members here were playing playing a role-playing game, holographic video game, and it's was it Starboy? Is that his name? Yeah, yeah. He doesn't look very boyish though. Most of the characters, going by lad and lass and boy and girl and stuff, and they're obviously at least in their 20s, at least from appearance. And so she says, "Oh, yeah." She reveals what her dream revealed, which is somewhat ambiguous, and they have to go save Brand, and getting together some of their members, and here we see where some of the others are. Said no, they're not; those aren't available. And then our scene changes to some of the people who are not available, which is Invisible Kid and Brainiac 5, because he is Brainy is doing some tests on Invisible Kid, because I gather this is entirely subplot, has nothing to do with this, but I guess he's been exhibiting some unusual stuff going on, and here they're joined by what are they calling her? A sensor girl, yeah, and like this is all we see of her now. If I remember correctly, because it's been a long time, and I may be mistaken, but if I remember correctly, this sensor girl is actually Supergirl in disguise, and I don't know why she was doing this, and that subplot will soon come to an end for various reasons. So some of the other Legionnaires go to R.J. Brand's personal asteroid and go to warn him, and he says, that's ridiculous, and I'm perfectly safe here, yada, yada, yada. He has his butler bring him something, then suddenly, bazap! He says, pardon, may I show you to your cruiser, sir? Don't put that hand on me unless you intend to, then bazap! And Sunboy is suddenly stunned, and then we see that the butler is the assassin. He was the one in that mask. And now, go and fight. This looks like a Gil Kane figure right here. And it goes, fight, fight, fight. And all these Timberwolf. And, of course, Dream Girl is not much she can do because she's dreamy. But, so but they're up against them, and then, yeah, Starboy, not Starboy, is it? Is that what it's called? I can't remember. Has the ability to alter gravity and gravitation pull, and that's what gets the guy. Boom, brings him down, and then they try to get info from him about who has hired him. Then suddenly there is an attack from space. Missiles, and they're out too. They start calling for help. While the Legionnaires, from the other Legionnaires, while these Legionnaires are going to town, zap, 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 boom, 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 taking out the missiles, the attack, and they manage to fend it off, and or then threaten the assassin as it should be, and that immaterial stuff with Brainiac and Invisible Kid. Then a ground force, I guess a robot ground force attacks, and they're still fighting them off. Blam, 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 blam. But fight. Sunboy's just going to town, destroying a bunches of them. And so they are victorious. Then we see the scene changes to Macaulay's personal asteroid mansion, whatever. And there they appear, and they flop his assassin down in front of him, says, "We're here to return this to you," with Brand's compliments, of course. And said, "Of course." And then he laughs. Your point, Brand, old fellow. But there's always another round, because he still thinks Brand is out to get him. And Brand couldn't care less about this guy. And so then they have the epilogue, when the Legion is back on their cruiser and heading back to Earth and their headquarters. And then they get a transmission from Brand. It says, "A few words, my pups." He said, "It's a Brand." And then I'm off. Macaulay ruined this little world. Your founders are off being grown-ups, and to tell the truth, I'm bored as a Starman planet side. There's not a squishy thing left. Squishy thing except money to keep an old man here anymore. So I'm off to a new world, a new name, and a new face. And damn, this old pudgy body too. So he fades away, and basically revealing that indirectly that he is not human, that he is some kind of alien, and that he is apparently some kind of shapeshifter, which is in another series is after it's been rebooted, reveals that as well. And so they are all surprised, but then they are all kind of left wondering and left to their own devices. And I'm sure he has provided sufficient funds for the continuation of the Legion of Superheroes. And next, has anyone noticed the crisis going on? Special crisis crossover issue. Of course, that is because this is 1985. This is like right at the end, the cusp of the Bronze Age to the Copper Age, and the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which basically totally rebooted the entire DC universe. So it even affects them in the 30th century. Then the last several pages are Legionnaires Facts Files, just a little showing and discussing some of the key members of the Legion of Superheroes. And they're not all necessarily humanoid. They got this one here, who's a telepath. He's basically taken the place of Saturn Girl. And he's funny looking. I don't know what he is. And so that is what we've got for the Legion of Superheroes. And I never followed them very closely. Just got one occasionally. And then later a few years later, after had been rebooted and new stuff going on, I tried. I had no clue what was going on, and of course it was all continued then, and so I didn't know what was going on. So I just and never even tried to read them after a certain point. So this is a period where I liked him when he didn't have Superboy and Supergirl, and it was just the Legion. I liked them in that time period, but I didn't read them that often. So I want to thank you for joining me. So please like, share, subscribe, leave your comments down below. I did enjoy this story. It was basically a one and done, which is what I like to see. And so there we go. Leave your comments down below, and remember, comics are art.